Another day, another fundraiser.
It is. Excuse again our fundraiser, but in order to help the Riot podcast be here, we need to make sure Radio U's funded. And can I say thank you to all the podcast listeners who've been supporting? Awesome. We see a lot of the comments for those that donate, and it's been so nice to see our podcast listeners involved.
Very good to hear from you. Make sure that if you do give, that you either let the person you talk to know or you put it in the comments yourself that you're a podcaster.
Yeah,
we love to hear that.
It's been so sweet. Everybody's comments have been so nice.
So the stuff you're going to hear in today's podcast, we talk about coffee and we talk about werebabies. We talk about our take on the app.
Not where are the babies, but where like werewolves, werebabies.
You'll see. You'll see. We also talk about the Apple press conference, which by now may have happened.
Yeah, I don't know the details.
It'll still be news to us, Giant Eagle, and the place.
So for the Apple stuff, please make sure to let us know your comments because we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, I would like to hear what you guys think about it.
So if you tweet at RadioU or if you just join us at our RadioU Riot Facebook page, just message us or post it on the wall and we'll see it. So then that way we can talk about our thoughts and feelings and our concerns with what Apple has told us they're going to do.
Because, guys, it's share time. It's time for us to share.
Well, they're going to be sharing.
We're going to be sharing.
And I'm worried.
So, hey, you guys enjoy the podcast. Thanks so much again for taking time to listen. And
have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
The Riot spent their entire advertising and promotion budget on catering and craft services.
The junk that guy eats has finally caught up with you.
So please tell your friends. It's The Riot on Radio U.
I got to tell you, Nikki, I have been really enjoying the coffee this week. I've got a friend of mine that owns a coffee shop, and he donated a bunch of coffee to us. It's called Coffee Shack Roasters. It's in Newark, Ohio, and I've been enjoying it. I've been drinking it, been brewing it. Had a couple of things. First off, because there are volunteers here, I brew... Like, instead of my normal 8 cups, I brewed 10.
Just in case someone wants some?
Went back to the break room. Coffee was all gone.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like, whoa.
Who's drinking it?
Whoa. Like, the volunteers are drinking the coffee. And
sure.
that's fine.
That's what it's there for.
I'm just not used to a lot of other people drinking the coffee. It's normally Zach, maybe Chris, and then, if we do afternoon coffee, then you've got Hudson.
Yeah.
But nobody else is getting the coffee. Well, let me tell you what. They are drinking the coffee.
Does our coffee pot only do 10? Is that the most? Or?
I think you can get 12 out of it, but I never like brewing it to capacity. I always brew a little, like if I'm going to do close to capacity, I always do 10 instead of 12.
And then just do another carafe of it.
It's probably dumb. I should probably just go and make 12, but I'm always holding back on it. I don't know. The other thing I've noticed, and this has been a problem across my life, is having, for the most part, given up creamer. Not like I was fasting it or something. I just, for whatever reason, now I don't drink creamer very often.
Well, you found that if the quality of the coffee is something that you like, or the flavor of it, then you don't want a creamer taking over.
I don't. Mm-hmm. I don't. And it's too sweet. What's happening to me? I don't know.
Who even are you anymore?
Who am I? But the other thing I have noticed is that if you drink coffee without creamer, coffee goes down easy. Mm-hmm. There's something about creamer because it is sweet. It makes the drink a little thick.
It fills it up, and then you're not having as much coffee in the cup.
Well, let me tell you something. Without that in there, you can just drink coffee. No problem.
Are you having too much?
I'm telling you that you can drink coffee. Coffee goes down easier than soda does. It goes down easier than coffee with creamer. It's warm.
It's comforting.
It is. It is all those things. And so you're just like, oh, yeah. I'm just drinking this.
And before you know it, 12 cups are gone and everybody's drank the coffee.
I feel like I've passed into like a new realm of my coffee thing, and I got to be careful. Like, I got to step it back just a little bit, because if I don't, things happen.
Who will?
Yeah. Yes. Who will stand for me, Nikki?
Who will help you?
Who will help me with my coffee problem? So I got to start stopping now?
Well,
I don't know.
Whatever you got to do, be strong.
After the fundraiser, we'll wind it down a little bit. But until the fundraiser's over, let's not.
We'll just keep going. You know what? Just go with it as it is. If this is making you happy, then we're just going to mosey on through the rest of the week and it'll be fine.
Now is not the time for a major life change, okay?
That's a good point. You don't want to do that.
Awful. Terrible. Horrible. Pathetic. Someone grab me a thesaurus. I'm gonna need more words to describe how bad these guys are. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
We are looking at a woman that was featured on a British show called This Morning. in which she showed off her werebabies.
So she said that she spent probably about $10,000 on. Wait, 10,000 UK. So what is that?
No. It's 7,600 pounds.
Gotcha. So 10,000 US dollars on these werebabies, which are like little dolls that look like werewolves.
They're about $1,000 a piece. But they're not just dolls. Like they're
like life-size ones. Like they're floppier and they have
like human hair.
Well, that I think
some of them do.
Yeah, and they say that it's not just human hair; it's like her hair or her husband's hair. And one of them have the teeth of a dead cat that a friend donated. And she's put a lot of money in these things. She considers them her family, like they have their own rooms and stuff.
Oh gosh. When you get
don't keep reading. It's weirder as you look through it.
All right, here's the thing. Like, it was one thing to look at them when they were like they had them in one big picture. But now I'm looking at the close-ups.
Up close? These little werebabies.
The what? Dude, if you were out in public and you saw that, you would be like, what?
So I didn't catch, did she ride, like, drive them around? Did they go out with her? Like did you not scroll through the photos? No, not yet. Well, I went through some and I watched the video.
Did you see the picture of it on the train?
On the train?
Like she was taking pictures of her little werebaby sitting up in the seat on the train. I'm telling you right now, if you just went out to the mall or Walmart or like wherever the heck you go and you were walking around and you looked over and you saw this lady holding this thing, you would think that she had some kind of a weird animal-human baby hybrid.
Sure. They look real.
Real enough.
They look real. Now it is.
I wasn't bothered by it until I am now officially bothered by it.
I will say, for her side of things, she was given her first doll when she was going through chemo for breast cancer. And she said that it helped get her through the ordeal. All that aside, but now it's just gone to another level.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? Okay. We all have things that help us get through things.
With tough times, yeah.
Like if you had surgery or you've had whatever, like she had a long-term illness. And so, hey, we all find comfort in different things. But then sometimes it's time to stop finding the comfort. You know, like we find comfort in food. I had some mashed potatoes and I felt warm. Yes. But that doesn't mean that we now live a mashed potato life.
True. I get what you're saying.
You got to back it off a little bit.
So these werebabies, there's something. She said that one time a woman in a hospital thought that one of the werepups, the werebabies, was actually a real baby and hers. Yeah. And she said, "What's wrong with your baby?" And they told the person, "We're not sure. That's why we're going to see the doctor at the hospital." So
there are pros and cons to everything in life, except for the riot. Here, it's no pros and all. It's the riot on Radio U.
Moments ago, minutes ago, songs ago, we were all standing up and throwing stones at the werebaby woman. This lady that was spending $1,000 on little dolls that look like werewolf babies. She carries them everywhere. They bring her comfort.
They're like her kids.
Everybody's like, what a freak show. She's wasting all that money on the werebabies. Now, hold up the mirror. Or maybe turn your phone on and go ahead and get a little look at yourself. Because guess what you're about to do? Spend $1,000 on an iPhone 10 too, or whatever.
No, we're not. Let's.
Now, let's not go calling any names.
Easy there. Let's not focus on the price today. All right? Can we not be negative?
You know what? No, I'm telling you right now. If we can't talk about,
it's going to be more than $1,000. I know it is.
We can't talk about the price of this new iPhone, then we can't talk about the price of the werebaby. Okay?
Okay.
We got to be fair.
All right, I know, it's true.
So this is your little werebaby, Nikki.
No, but I'm not, it's business. I'm using it for business and work.
Comfort.
And family stuff.
Comfort.
And
it comforts you.
I really hope
you carry it with you everywhere?
I hope the new iPhones are not...
Oh,
going to be that expensive.
Say it. Thank you.
Well, no, there's still talk that the new big one might have a cheaper version. Yeah?
I'm sorry. I feel. Are you talking to yourself right now?
No, I am. I'm speaking it into existence.
Okay, I just want you to know that
it'll be LED, not an OLED.
Everybody right now is just like, is she
No, you know what?
Is she okay?
They're all going, yes, that's right. Thank you. And then we'll be disappointed this afternoon when it's like $2,000.
It'll be the premium flagship model, Nikki. That's what it's going to be. And they're going to be like, no, listen, we couldn't send this out the door with an LCD screen.
Not for that amount.
Are you kidding me right now?
So Apple is doing their announcements later today on the new iPhones.
No, but if you think about it, really, I mean, you carry it with you everywhere you go, use it all the time. It makes sense that you'd spend a bunch of money on it because you're really getting your money back out of it.
If I divide by like all the hours that I'm using it, it's only affordable.
It's only about $15 an hour. I mean, really, it's not that much.
We'll see what happens. There's been lots of rumors for the new iPhones.
Today's the day.
Today's the...
September 12th, it's the big Apple press conference. They're going to unveil new iPhones. The other thing that, and this is the first time in a long time I've had a stake in this, is that I'm hoping that iOS 12 comes out today.
Oh, yeah?
Which it might, and if that's the case, I'll get iOS 12 on my Apple TV, and that means that Dolby Atmos will arrive.
You've been looking forward to that.
I have, actually. And so I am kind of hopeful that today that will happen.
Hopeful?
Oh, like someone else in the room.
Because we're all just a little bit hopeful.
Well, I'll just tell you,
That's why
Nikki,
I donated first, because if I wait till later today and you haven't donated to the fundraiser, then you're going to be like, I don't have any money. Right now, you make it a priority to help support the things you care about first before the phones come.
Before the phones come out and you're just like, I'll do anything. I'll be anything. Just what do you want me to do to be able to get an iPhone, the new one? I want the new one, guys.
All right, well, I don't want to talk anymore about it. It's upsetting. That's a shame.
You could be learning jujitsu right now, or how to drive a race car, or do anything productive with your life, but no. You're listening to the worst of the riot on RadioU.
I think I'll just have a slice of this deli meat.
Why don't you just have a little helping of it?
Have you seen this story? There's a woman in somewhere in eastern Ohio, Bolivar, working at a Giant Eagle. It's about 70 miles south of Cleveland.
Which, by the way, that's where we get our cakes. So, if that makes the cake prices rise up because they're trying to offset the cost of people stealing their deli meat, then we've got a stake in this.
I will tell you right now, next Friday, I want a cake.
I think you should get one.
I want a cake. Who do I have to talk to make that happen?
You just spoke it out there.
Okay.
So I just need to make a note.
Yeah, write it down. It's a chocolate cake with buttercream icing from Giant Eagle.
All right, I got it down.
Hallelujah!
So as someone who was working there, a grocery store employee, they say that she had gradually eaten thousands of dollars worth of lunch meat, and they say as many as 5 slices of ham a day, which does not sound like too much.
Well, but they say it's a premium meat.
Sure, it's the more expensive one. So then bosses at the Giant Eagle store discovered the theft after one of the other employees snitched on them, and they realized someone was stealing the expensive meat.
Mm-hmm. They say over the course of 8 years, it was around $9,200 worth of ham and salami.
Mm-hmm.
And
mostly ham, but sometimes salami.
At that price mark, it's a felony. So they've been arrested for a felony. I feel like it would be hard to make that stick. How are you going to prove?
I don't know.
8 years. Because, that right now, you guys familiar with the principle of uniformity or uniformitarianism? So you take something that's happening right now and then you just multiply it backwards. We do it all the time. But if I caught you stealing 5 pieces of ham, it would be hard for me to prove, all right, you've been stealing 5 pieces of ham for 8 years.
But you could go back a certain time, but then that might not be enough cost-wise to make it a felony. So the officers did take a report of the issue. The store requested that, but no charges have been made as of yet. So the prosecutor's office is looking into it to see if they're going to do anything.
Maybe this is just them trying to scare all
everybody
the
else.
Other Giant Eagle employees
Pretty
that are
much
stealing the food.
Dude, after 8 or 9 years, you're just thinking, I'm having ham. I'm just eating.
Yeah, it's my per diem. I eat, some ham every day. Waiter, servers at restaurants, they get to eat.
Little bit.
So what about me? It's fine. I just have a little ham. Dude, where I worked, when I worked at a farm market, we had like our produce and whatever. But we had an inside that was like, it was deli meats, it was bakery, it was whatever. And I will tell you, there was one summer in the middle of it where we had a big meeting where it was like, all right,
stop eating.
Here's what's happening. We know you're stealing cookies. We know you're whatever. You got to write. And it was like, you have to write this down, et cetera, et cetera. And they put a real stop to that, including the Mitch-witch. And some of you may not know what that is, but a Mitch-witch was 2 cookies freshly baked with a huge
the icing.
helping of icing in between the two. And the Mitch-witch was not officially on anybody's menu, but Mitch came up with it, and they put a price tag on the Mitch-witch.
Yes, everybody was eating that. I actually prefer sometimes in the comment section more than the actual article. Someone said she went ham and salami because she was eating the expensive ham.
Hey, you know, Nikki, sometimes you need a little...
You're in court, like, Your Honor, she went ham. I just see it in my head. So let's just a reminder, if you're like, oh, but I work here, just a little here. Nope, that is to them a felony.
Better be careful out there, because believe me, when you think nobody's watching you, they're watching.
And then someone will snitch on you.
We thought about selling the worst of the riot. But let's be honest, no one is buying this stuff. Get it for free on the RadioU app.
So was it last week that Eric started in? Every time Eric starts something, I have to follow him.
Everybody all jumps on board.
And so Eric has found this online auction place where you bid online, but you pick it up locally.
So most of it is like from Amazon, Home Depot, like returned items, or open box, like non-open, but they sent it back, or like say the box was damaged, but the item's fine, or they have a whole bunch of extra stuff and they just need to sell it. So goes to this company and then you can auction it and buy it online for a very cheap price, I will say.
Pretty darn inexpensive compared to other stuff like that. Nikki is telling you the truth. So
we bought our first item from there.
So you had to go pick it up.
You had to go pick it up.
And
you have to pick it up the next day, which I didn't know. It's very weird. So it's like they have these sellers at the auction. So if you go to it's a big warehouse. There's a couple of them. And in the warehouse are just like, here's Bob's area. And Bob is the one taking care of so many of the items, and then here's Alex's area, and then you have to go find who your person is.
Okay.
That's a mess.
Now, okay, that being said, when you got there to the warehouse, how did it smell?
It's better than I thought it was, but it's just weird. I pull in with Eric, and there's tons of like these guys in pickup trucks, and man, they're hauling.
Yeah.
Like they are literally running in, grabbing all these items. So I think a lot of construction workers, or if you're building a house or something.
Yeah.
So they're all going in, and they're all like hurrying to get paid. Yeah, because if you have to wait in line to buy it, so you have to pay money, and so that can get a little long. But it is quite a machine. It was very different to be in. So you go into this big warehouse, you go and take your information and you pay for it. You can pay for cash or credit card, buy your item, then go find the person, and then go find your items. Okay. And it was just very different.
And how many things did you win?
2 items.
2 items. Okay. Yeah. So you went and picked them up and loaded them up.
And you have to take them that day, like I said. You can't, or you can just kind of contact the Bob guy or whoever and say, hey, can I come a couple of days? They might let you.
Okay. So other than that, like, what other kind of people? Did you see a lot of people like you?
Actually, I did, and that was weird.
Young professionals.
No, you know what? I did see a lot of guys in suits who like left work early to grab a deal on something.
Okay,
that's actually what I saw a lot because they were wearing suits.
So you're telling me that you didn't feel out of place?
I did not. Like, I also saw one guy trying to jam a big roll of carpet into a BMW, and I thought that's not going to fit.
Just a heads up.
No, and it wasn't like, I'll say this nicely, it wasn't like a flea market or that style, or if you go to like one of those, it's not garage sales, but, it is kind of the trunk sales. Swappers meets. Okay? That can sometimes have a bit of a feel to it. It wasn't like it. It wasn't like that at all.
We're not saying what kind of a feel it is.
The only weird guy I kind of ran into was the one who, he had this big hole in his shirt, like where his stomach was, and it looked like it got burnt around it, but then he had an undershirt on underneath it, so it seemed like he was okay with the hole. And by a hole, I mean like, I don't know, half a foot across. Like it was a large hole.
Wow.
And he looked like Santa, but like fired Santa.
Like he's down on his luck. You think this guy's a mall Santa and this is his summer job?
Maybe. It just was a lot of dirt around. Like his beard was really dirty and his shirt was really dirty. And he just kind of had that, he just was looking.
Nikki, it can be hard to be Santa.
It is. Well, yeah. And I don't think he liked that I noticed like he was there. Like Santa's here.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that maybe this is where some of our presents come from? Santa's out there hitting auctions?
Maybe.
That's how he stockpiles things?
He was what I thought it would all look like, but it wasn't. Everybody else is fine.
You guys notice how all of a sudden this turned into it's practically Christmas?
It is there because that's where the guy is.
Did you guys see what happened right there? It went from auction house to I think I saw Santa.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.